My Hero Academia.
Oh, is the violence for Brian?
Yeah.
Because he's a sad boy? Because he's not here
it.
talking about this right
I'm
now?
going to assume that this is Brian's really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC.
Because it was also mine. And if it was mine...
And there's no way if one of us found it good that he didn't find it the best
right now
thing he's ever read.
Right now he's reading all of the theories to be ready to bring it to us next week.
Mm-hmm.
But till then, let's get into the chapter proper. Last we left off, Midoriya had a bit of an interesting chat with the previous inheritors of One for All, or All for One. Oh, no, I said it right the first time. It's One for All. And they left off with him saying that, can you kill Tomura Shigaraki?
And also, do you think you can do more push-ups than me? Because my arms are fucking jacked.
Look at my arms, dude.
She's cut, yo. Look, on the next page, at the bottom right.
Oh, yeah, she's cut,
She's standing. Look at that, man. She lifts, bro.
She lifts for sure.
Amongst other things.
Yeah, even her spirit lifts. So basically she says, can you kill Shigaraki? And Midoriya's like, and she's like, I'm not asking. This is not a request. I'm asking about your resolve, because basically you looked at him and you saw somebody who needed saving, but even in a situation like that, his eyes were filled with nothing but hate. So it's likely that, his All for One is planning to use his body to acquire One for All.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it explains that, like, it looks like the second and his successor, the third guy, had direct encounters with All for One, and they failed to take their power from him. Like, he failed to take their power from them. So, yeah, because of that, the origin of One for All was itself a powerful will that refused to submit to All for One. So, our whole existence is predicated on defeating All for One once and for all. So, it seems that Yagi accomplished this, but his brother is still alive, and as long as he lives, it's going to be a fucking problem. So, basically, we can't let this go any further. We have to end him right here. So, do you have what it takes to kill him? And Midoriya starts to explain that, like, I could see that he was hurting, and I could feel it when Shigaraki's consciousness was invaded One for All. I felt a little boy crying, and he's come up against all these types. They refuse to back down, and he never understood why it made them turn out that way. And he remembers Gentle Criminal, and he's like, maybe if I had, things would have turned out differently. Or who knows, maybe I still would have had to fight them anyway, but Shigaraki's killed so many people, and he's hurt so many people close to me, and yet we get this little visage of Midoriya as a little boy seeing Shigaraki crying as a little boy. And he says, One for All is a power meant for saving, not killing. All Might taught me that. And it's not just me. All Might and all of you who've built up this power have given hope to countless people. So I get that the power was meant to destroy that evil, but if I can help it at all, maybe there is no other way besides killing, but I don't know what I'm going to do when the time comes, but I want to save that little boy. And this sentiment kind of touches all of the visages of One for All. And All Might's spirit starts crying in the ether.
Yeah, that was touching, actually.
Yeah, it was a really sweet moment. And
because it's not his actual consciousness, but it is almost his subconsciousness. So it is still him. So it's just reacting without I don't know. It was, like I said already.
Yeah, he's in there, basically. He's there with them. He just can't speak yet because he's not really dead. His conscious is still out in the living world. But this is a piece of it. So basically he says it's fortunate that our power passed to you too.
Yeah.
And this whole thing was just a test. They're all behind Midoriya in at least trying to save Shigaraki before they kill him, if it has to come down to that. So, Nana Shimura starts crying and is like, Gran Torino still lives, so when you wake up, tell him, please give him my best. And the original user for One for All turns over to the corner to the other inheritors whose faces we haven't seen that Brian has revealed might be Bakugo and Kirishima. He turns to them and he says, "Now play nice, you two. You have to cooperate with our successor. He needs your help to unleash his full power." I don't know what this implies.
Bro, I think shit's gonna turn up soon.
Oh,
I'm thinking, like, if not a time skip, some type of training, niggas is about to level up.
I cannot wait to find out who these people are. And I feel like they're...
Oh, that's... Okay. Wait. Dude, when I tell you my heart started racing, when he was like, now, play nice, you two, you have to cooperate with our... Yo, I don't know, but I immediately started thinking about the theory, and I was like, oh my god, is he trying to say that his friends now, in the present right now, need to help him? Oh, man. The theory might be right.
No.
And then I was just like, nah.
No, I don't think that's the theory. I don't think that's it. But
that really looks like Bakugo, though.
I will say this. I think these two have a contentious relationship with each other. I think they're kind of like stand-ins for Bakugo and maybe Midoriya. I feel like they don't get along, but they succeeded each other. Like, one of them gave the other their power. One of them passed down the power to the other, but they don't really get along. Because the way he says, "play nice, you two," implies that they're either mean or not exactly heroic.
Just mean-spirited generally?
Or not exactly heroic, or they don't get along. And the reason they're facing separate corners is because they can't be in the same room together.
Yeah. That's so weird.
I'm very interested.
Maybe it's a matter of ethics and morals, and it's going to be something for Midoriya to kind of figure out between them two. Maybe he could even settle the beef between them. Mm-hmm. That would be really interesting.
Yeah. But man, I don't know where this is going. What a bunch of interesting chapters that have been coming out from My Hero Academia so far. It's really getting, down to the nitty gritty of very important things that we've wondered about this series. Can't wait to see what happens next. It's my RGC for the week. I mentioned that earlier, and it's really well done. Mainly because it's very consistent with Midoriya. Part of why Midoriya is so great is that he has this unshakable principle of being a hero. That it always comes down to that little boy who wanted to help people. And that's always such an inspiring little thing to see, a little beautiful message to see, is that it all started with that little kid, that like good kid, that if that kid was there in anybody's life, they would have been massively improved. But
I think that's also what happened with me in the series real quick. Like, I think I started to feel detached from Midoriya, where I felt like he was like my favorite character and one of the best parts of the series. And I guess I'm starting to get reminded of that. Is that he was getting so strong so fast, and I just felt like, who is this kid? Like, he's just flying around, busting people's heads in. Like, he came a real long way from the freaking gentle criminal fight. He just kind of started wowing.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, That gentle criminal fight was one of the best fights in the series. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, I mean, the main appeal of Midoriya, he was like, for a time, I was like, this is probably one of the best shonen protagonists to emerge in a long time. Just because he was like, in a combat sense, he was very creative with his fights. He always had to kind of like think around his own ability. Outsmart his own power to a degree. And now that he's getting more accustomed to it, it's kind of like a symptom. Like, yeah, I mean, of course he had to. He can't just keep it where he's getting his bones broken all the time. But yeah,
we knew that wasn't going to always be the case. It was just a matter of the how. How was they going to go about doing this?
Yeah, and maybe if we look back on the series, we'll find, because the gentle criminal fight, he was still doing it. He was still like thinking creatively, and that's his like biggest asset, is that he's a very creative. He's a problem solver, to say the least. And that's what's the biggest appeal. He's like the most problem solver-y main character I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Where, yeah. But who knows? Maybe there's a little bit more to this. I can't wait to see what happens next. But good things.